This is Clarence Point, and here we have a rare breed of impractical boat builder by the name of AJ. He rescued Gilly from 2 decades in a shed, and after 15 years of hard yakka, she's now a superb little motor sailor. Neil, AJ and I had the privilege of launching her at Clarence Point. We motored, we sailed, and we visited 3 points: Clarence, Red Bill and Beauty. And we paused at Dark Hollow for a celebratory beer. Frankly, that's not a bad way to end a 15-year boat build.
I'm a bit of a fixer-upper. A couple of these doors don't close. They tell you that the attic's haunted and the kitchen faucet's broke. It ain't got that curb appeal, the kind that jumps off the page. It's been on the market a while, but it might get better with age. I've been known to take on water. You might get your feet wet, but for a price of absolutely nothing, this can be yours and you can be mine. I'm a bit of a fixer-upper, but I can be your place. It looks a little broken down, but I got wood floors and an old oak staircase. I'm a bit of a fixer-upper, but I'm built on solid ground, and I think the two of us together could build the prettiest house in town.
When AJ found Gilly, she'd been languishing in a shed for 20 years. He put in a bid, didn't think he'd won. The first buyer beat him to it, but on the way to the bank, he hit a camel, rolled his car, and woke up in hospital 2 weeks later. The sale fell through, of course. The owner called AJ. The boat was his. AJ reckons it was a stroke of luck, though perhaps not so for the camel or for the driver. AJ and Neil are masters of the ancient art of gondoliering in Tasmanian style. With balance, coordination, and a lifetime of boating behind them, they glide towards Gilly, standing proud in a dinghy that's barely wider than their feet. No, it's not a stunt, it's seasoned seamanship, and yes, boarding, graceful, dry, and entirely dignified.
Boarding ladder?
No, I'll just jump up here. You want to use the ladder?
No, I don't need it. You right, are you?
Yep.
Don't grab that camera.
For AJ, this is second nature. Check the water strainer, kick over the motor, watch for the cooling water, and let her warm up, nice and steady. He's done this 1,000 times before, just never in this boat, on this day. She's ready to go astern, if there's enough water under the keel, and he's ready too. He's waited 15 years for this moment. A few more minutes, what's the rush?
Water. Huh? Pumping water. That's a good sign.
Put her in reverse, see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't reckon she'll move yet.
Yep, she's
No, half hour away.
Yeah, you're probably right. She's still got a bit
Got a flat in it.
of a cant on it, isn't it?
We're a bit more impatient than you.
I've been waiting 15 years for this.
30 years for the Cuda boat.
Yeah.
About 30 years this year she's been there.
Really?
He's got to save up for the sales, he reckons.
Yeah. You always spend all my money on the camper van. I've got to save up again. We'll give a bit of a push now. You stand up there.
Hang on a minute, you can't do it yet. Got to get the cameras ready.
We need you on the other.
Just be patient, you just need to wait another 5 minutes.
Oh.
While I set the camera up.
We better make sure we pole out and don't run aground if he's going to video us.
This will be a first for me. I've never flown this off a boat.
Jeez.
The patience pays off, and inch by inch Gilly slides astern, Free at last, her keel just clearing the bottom. AJ doesn't rush it. No sudden turns, no heroics. He waits until she's well and truly afloat, clear and steady. Only then does he ease her around, ready for his first proper outing. After 15 years in the shed, Gilly is finally going cruising.
We've got it right out to the clear. What?
Hey, come down.
They're good.
She even does what it's told.
Huh?
It even does what it's told. It goes backwards in a straight line.
Right.
Oh, slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. The same old people, the same old steeples on every corner for half a mile, but nothing changes. And ain't it strange that we didn't notice as a child that slow living can be life-giving, although we might disagree. If most our lives are lived in black and white, it makes the gray so hard to see. Living in a dry state where we all say grace, buying liquor on a Sunday across the county lines, where the raindrops rolling off the rooftops, making the clouds stop for just a little while.
Hey, I'll take it. I've got it.
Tell us, how does that feel, AJ?
Can't hear.
I can't hear.
How does that feel?
Good. Yeah, 15 years in the making. Feels good at the wheel.
Cheers. Nice option. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, well done. Oh no.
Just Christmas.
Now AJ, you should put that main up and have a nice sail down to Beauty Point.
Got to hook that bloody boom thing up too.
There's a bit.
Put it up. Now you sail. With that round. I can go back out a bit. The bag. That's your fault. You caused this to happen.
Well, there was no bloody spiders or cobwebs in there, so that was a good thing.
Yeah, it won't come out there.
Oh, did it? All right.
There it is on the jigger.
Here we are at Red Bill Point. Gilly may be small, but she's every inch a classic Cooter style boat. Seaworthy, sturdy, and built for waters far rougher than these. Boats like this once braved the Tamar and out into Bass Strait, chasing fish and fortune. Not an easy task even now. As Commander of the Royal Navy, J. Lort Stokes wrote in 1837, "A line of broken water across the mouth renders it impossible in strong northwesterly winds for a stranger to detect the channels," which is exactly why these boats had to be so damn good. Waiuna was out here, just anchored, which they've really
Yes.
pretty much ridden her off, I think. And then when we had that really strong gale in the spring, when we had 50, 60 knots,
Yep.
they took her over and they've got her in Bell Bay now, sitting inside.
Oh, the Waiunas?
Yeah, had it tied up over there.
Okay, so that's the Stephen Brown down there, is it?
No, that's that. I think Stephen Brown went a long time. That's the bluefin.
Oh, right.
I think it
I
is.
don't think it is. I think that's
No?
the Stephen Brown.
Oh, Stephen Brown, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the bluefin was more like a bit of a trawler type fishing, a big steel trawler.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that could be adapted too. You know, you can make it into like a boom bag and put a zip on top.
So that'd be the guy.
So you do a cut on the
There's friction there.
Yeah.
And the other side ones are caught up in the halyards, all wrapped around, so I can't get them up. We haven't dropped the main, we'll sort it. No rush, we're having fun.
Yep.
All good.
for many decades, and he died, and then his sons took it over, but eventually they sold it. So she's ended up here, and she got wrecked on the bar at the Denali at the Narrows.
Oh, so
Yeah, she ended up going through the Narrows. She this is going back probably 40 years ago, in a big nor'easter, and she ended up on the beach pretty much wrecked. But anyway, they salvaged her and got fixed her up again. In wind?
yeah, very similar.
Probably the arse is not as wide, but
Still the same.
So I doubt that she's been out of the water for a while.
no, looking at that water line, it's been probably many a year. The sea should just probably eventually sink all of us, they do say.
So what era would that be?
Oh, it's,
Imagine launching on one of those off the top of a container ship.
yeah,
You imagine what it'd be like?
you'd have to be strapped in. She used to be gaff rigged. Well, she's gaff rigged, the master of this, but she's not that old a boat.
Right.
She was built by I knew the fellow who built it.
Yeah.
This is another Hobart boat, this one over here, this motor sail.
Oh, right.
There's about three of them built with the same design.
Neil knows all the boats from his long career as a boat broker in Hobart, and some of the Hobart boats that he knows have found their way up to the Tamar. Then it was time to drop the sails and motor back upwind, because Gilly's got the soul of a working boat, but she's also got a reliable Yanmar on board, and no first fish quotas to chase. Back down the Tamar we go, under power this time, less romance perhaps, but far fewer tacks.
20 yards ahead, perfect. Want to back up a bit? What's the painter? What's the painter? Hey, AJ, where's your deck wash?
Deck wash?
Yeah.
Still Tamar on the shelf.
So you must be pretty happy then? One of your better days?
Yeah. Just happy that everything's working, nothing's broken down, and we just had enough water to launch. You wouldn't have had too much excess water, I don't reckon,
No.
because the tide slows down a bit as it gets higher.
Over the summer, AJ got to use Gilly just as he'd always imagined. A bit of fishing, plenty of blackback salmon, some for the pan, some for the bragging. He took his grandson out for a fish, passed on a few tips, and shared a quiet joy of just messing around in boats. And sometimes he didn't do anything at all. He just sat in his sunroom, cuppa in hand, watching her gently swing on the mooring. 15 years of hard work, completely worth it. Now, producing these videos takes a lot of time, and while I find it incredibly rewarding spiritually, emotionally, and in the smug sense of a job well done, I'm also on a pension. Like many of us, I'm always looking for a way to fund the boating habit without selling a kidney. So if you've enjoyed the video and you fancy an ad-free version or just want to see more of this sort of thing, you can give me the nod on Patreon. Just head on over to patreon.com/sailboats. It's cheaper than a pint and it helps Sarah Ann stay floating and the videos coming.
The guy that was going to buy it before me, rushed into town. He was in West Australia, rushed into town to get the money to pay for it. He crashed into a camel. He went down a ravine and he was in hospital for 2 weeks out of it. And the lady, the owner, rang me back up because I hadn't heard from him and said, well, you've got second choice. So I ended up buying it, and the poor guy contacted a month later, said he almost killed himself. He ran into a camel, and they said, a bit late, we just sold the boat. So it was a lucky purchase in the end.
So you got a decent prop on there.
Yeah, might be too big. It's an Austral prop, and I gave him all the measurements of the boat and displacement, and that's what they sent me. But it looks a bit on the big side to me. Yep, well, they come out of a boat at Port Sorell. A guy pulled it out and was going to put a bigger one in, so he went up there one rainy night and picked it up, and it's done 80 hours, I think. So it's virtually just run in.
What were your plans for her when you bought her? What were you hoping to do?
Well, the plan was, I've got a mooring just out the front in the Tamar River there. The plan was just to go out of a morning, just have a bit of a motor down to the heads, have a bit of a fish around for some salmon or cooter or kingfish or whatever's out there. And then when the sea breeze kicks in, just hoist the sails and hopefully, if you've got the tide work right, glide back into the river and just have an enjoyable day.
She got a name, AJ?
I was just going to call it Gilly, after the builder. So the stern looks exactly like a cooter boat, and the bow looks like a lobster boat that comes up and flares out a bit.
After a summer spent living the dream, fishing, cruising and watching her swing gracefully on a mooring, it was time to haul Gilly out for the off-season. The same painstaking care went into it, of course, Nothing rushed, nothing overlooked. And now, with Gilly safe ashore, AJ can bask in the glow of a job well done and start dreaming of next season. Family, friends, more fish, and those masterful barbecues that he insists are just something simple while producing an awesome meal from some sausages and a bottle of tomato sauce.